Welcome to Villamania YouTube channel. Thank you for your comments about our tutorials. Thanks to your asks, today we're going to create together these lovely bright earrings featuring yellow sunflowers. We are looking forward for you to like this video, leave us a comment, subscribe to our channel and click the ring to receive notifications. As always, pattern for this sunflower earrings is available in the download section to the video. In the pattern, you can find all the details, explanations, steps, and everything you need to make earrings. Let's look into the materials we're going to need. We will need Miyuki Delica beads, 11 size, white color, I'm using number 351, bright yellow, I'm using 721 number, dark green, 724, light green, which is going to be 1496, and black, number 10. We are also going to need Miyuki thread, white color, a beading needle from Miyuki preferably, and a pair of scissors. To finish our earrings, we will need 2 jump rings and 2 earring hooks. As I'm preparing to start the work, I want to remind you that if you are new to peyote stitching, we kindly recommend you to watch our tutorial on how to start peyote stitch. It explains in details what is peyote stitch, how it's being shaped and formed, and what are the principles of making it. So please click on the link in the right top corner to listen to that tutorial if needed. So we're ready to start. We will start with rows 4 and 5. This peyote is going to be an odd peyote, which means in one row we have odd number of beads, 5, and in another row we're going to have 4 beads. So to start our work, we need to put 9 white beads all at the same time onto the needle, 5 beads for row number 4 and 4 beads for row number 5. We put all 9 beads together onto the needle and we pull them through until they reach the stop bead. With that, we are ready to start making peyote. So row number 6 is going to have 5 white beads, again odd number. To make peyote, what you need to do, you need to skip the first bead on the thread and put your needle through the second bead on the thread. When you pull your thread, you will see a small T letter shaped. You pick up one more bead, skip one, and put your needle through the next bead in line. Pull your thread, pick up one more bead, skip one, and put your needle through the next one in line. Because this time we're making an odd peyote, adding last bead is going to be a bit tricky. So look, we need to skip one bead and put our needle through 2 beads which are left on our thread at the same time. And now we are going to add an odd 5th bead onto our work. So we pick up the bead and we move our needle through 2 beads diagonally, sort of right to left. We pull the thread, and now we need to return to the needed position. For that, we go backwards diagonally through 3 beads. So we exit with our needle exactly where our initial thread is located. And now to continue our work, we need to put our needle through the very last bead which we added onto our work. I know it looks a little bit tricky at the beginning. The first few rows of peyote are challenging, so just be patient and it will go very well. Let me show you how adding an odd bead looks into the schematic drawing. We came with our thread all the way from here. We exited through 2 beads at the same time. Then we pick up one last white bead, we put it on the needle and thread, And we move with our needle through the central bead first, then the bead on the top. Then we turned around and moved our needle through 3 beads at the same time diagonally, turned around and exited through the last bead we added. So we sort of made an infinity sign with our thread. Once again, all the knots and junctions are clearly described in the pattern, so please download it for your convenience. Now we're ready to move to row number 7. In this row, we have 4 wide beads, and this is a normal peyote row. Pretty much your work is going to be picking up one wide bead and position it between 2 standing out beads in the principle of the brick wall. So you are filling the empty gaps between the beads with new beads you are adding. So you pick up white bead and move your needle through the next standing out bead. One more white bead and putting it into the empty spot between the standing out beads. That's the principle of peyote stitch. Here is our brick wall and the beginning of our work. We now move to row 8. In this row, we're going to have 5 beads and we start making flowers. So 1 yellow bead, 1 dark green, and again you put the beads between the standing out beads which you already stitched, 1 white, another dark green, and because this is an odd peyote row, you put the needle through 2 beads at the same time, 2 white beads. Now we need to add the last bead in this row, which is yellow. So we pick up a yellow bead, we move our needle diagonally forward through 2 white beads, and now we need to put our needle where we need to be. So we go backwards through 3 beads diagonally, green, white, and white. And now we return through the yellow bead, which we added the last. In row number 9, we have 4 beads. 1 yellow, 2 dark green, and another yellow. Again, this is a normal peyote stitch row, so you simply put the beads in between standing out beads you've already stitched. 1 yellow, 2 dark green, and 1 more yellow. We move to row number 10. In this row, we have odd number of beads. So we need black, light green, white, light green, and black. Let's do it. Black, light green, white, another light green, and we exit through 2 yellow beads at the same time. And now we will add the last bead in this row, which is black. So we pick it up, we move our needle forward through yellow and green bead. We return backwards diagonally through 3 beads, light green and 2 yellows. And to continue our work, we move the needle through the black bead. In row 11, we have 4 beads, 1 yellow, 2 light greens, and another yellow. Fill in first spot with yellow, with light green, next empty spot with another light green, and we finish with yellow. In row 12, we again have odd number of beads, so it will be yellow, 3 whites and another yellow. And in the end of this row, we will add 2 petals to the flower on the right. 1 yellow, 3 white beads, after the third white, you exit for 2 beads at the same time, yellow and black. And now we add the last yellow bead in this row. Once again, going forward diagonally for 2 beads at the same time, yellow and light green. Returning backward through 3 beads, white, yellow, and black. And exit for the yellow bead. Like this. So now we need to add 2 yellow beads to shape the petals. We will need to thread through multiple beads to do that. Right now our thread goes out of the last added 4th petal. You put your needle through the petal number 3, which is neighboring yellow bead. And now you go backwards through 2 yellow petals to sort of go to the very beginning of your sunflower. Now your thread goes out of the very first yellow petal we made a few rows ago. We pick up 2 yellow beads and move our needle through the last petal which we made. We've made a loop with our thread and shaped 1 sunflower. Now we go to row 13. In this row we have 4 white beads, and then we will add petals to the left sunflower. You put 4 white beads to fill the empty spaces into your peyote wall, peyote brick wall. You exit normally into the yellow petal, like this. Now we pick up 2 yellow beads and we go backwards into the very first petal we made for the sunflower and to the neighboring one. So we are sort of going for petals 1 and 2. And now we need to return our thread to continue the work. So we go forward through the petals 3 and 4. And we exit exactly where we've started making this loop with our thread. Here is our second sunflower, beautiful and finished, so we can move to row 14. In this row we have odd number of beads once again, so it's going to be white, dark green, yellow, dark green, white. 1 white, 1 dark green, 1 yellow, so we start making the third sunflower, another dark green. As in previous steps, to add an odd number of beads, we exit for 2 beads at the same time, white and yellow. Be careful not to put your needle through the petal. You pick up white bead, you go diagonally through 2 beads at the same time, white and light green, I believe. Backwards through 3 beads diagonally, dark green, white, and yellow. I hope you can see it on the video. And you exit through the white bead to continue your work. In row 15, we have 4 beads, so it's white, 2 yellows, and white. One white bead, 2 yellow beads, and another white. We are ready to move to row 16 with odd number of beads, So in this row, we have white, light green, black, light green, and white. One white, one light green, black for the center of sunflower, another light green, and we exit through 2 beads at the same time, and another white. So we go forward through 2 beads diagonally, backwards through 3 beads diagonally, and we exit through the white bead which we added the last. In row 17, we have 4 beads, so it's 1 dark green, 2 yellows, and another dark green. Green, yellow, another yellow, and another dark green. In row 18, with odd number of beads, we have white, dark green, yellow, dark green, and white. White, dark green, 1 yellow, another dark green, and we exit through 2 beads at the same time. And last bead for this row is white. So you go forward 2 beads diagonally, backwards 3 beads diagonally, right to left, and exit through the white bead. In row 19, we have 4 beads, so it's going to be 1 white, 2 light greens, and another white. Here we are. Now we make rows 20 and 21. So it's going to be 9 white beads all together, 5 in one row and 4 in another row. So let's do it. White beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you exit through 2 beads at the same time. Now we pick up bead number 5, go forward through 2 beads diagonally, right to left. We return backwards through 3 beads diagonally, right to left, and exit through the white bead. And now we will make row 21, in which we have 4 white beads. We finished the row 21. Now we need to repeat the rows 8 to 21 one more time, because our earring has 2 cycles of sunflowers, 3 sunflowers and another 3. Rows 8 to 21 is your repetitive cycle. I'll do it together with you. I'll just speed up the video a little bit. So now I'm making row 22, in which we have yellow, dark green, white, another dark green. You exit through 2 beads at the same time, and another yellow. So you go forward through 2 beads, backward through 3 beads, and exiting through yellow. Row 23. In this row we have 1 yellow, 2 dark greens, and another yellow. Row 24 with odd number of beads, black, light green, white, light green, black. So we did black, light green, white, another light green, exit for 2 beads at the same time, and another black. So you go backwards 2 beads diagonally, right to left, forward 3 beads diagonally, right to left, and through black bead. Row 25, 4 beads, yellow, 2 light greens, and another yellow. Here we are. Next row 26 with odd number of beads, yellow, 3 whites and yellow, and we add the petals for the right flower here. So we do yellow, 3 white beads, exit for 2, add another yellow. So we go forward 2 beads diagonally, backwards 3 beads, exiting into black, and returning with our thread into the yellow petal. Now, as we did in the previous step, we need to thread through several beads to add the petals. So we go through the neighboring yellow petal forward, 2 yellow petals backward to return to the very beginning of our sunflower, like this. And now you pick up 2 yellow beads and you put your needle through the very last petal, petal 4, which you added to the flower. So we've just made another sunflower in our earring, and we can move on to the next row. Row 27. In this row we have 4 white beads, and then we will add petals to the left sunflower. So just add 4 white beads. You exit into the yellow petal, and now we will add 2 more yellow beads to finish the sunflower. So we pick up 2 yellow beads and we go to the very first petal of the sunflower and diagonally through the second yellow petal of this sunflower. Just 2 yellow petals at the same time. And now we return the needle to the needed position. So we go through 2 other yellow petals to exit where we started making the loop. Next, row 28. In this row we have white, dark green, yellow, dark green, white. Yellow for the 6th sunflower, dark green, exit through 2 beads at the same time. And another white. So we go forward 2 beads diagonally right to left. Backwards 3 beads diagonally right to left. Exiting into the yellow. Again, be careful not to exit into the petal standing out. And return with your needle through the white standing out bead. Next, row 29. In this row we have 1 white, 2 yellows, and 1 white. Here we are. In the row 30, we have odd number of beads again. So it's going to be white, light green, black, light green, and white. We exit through 2 and add the last white bead. Going forward diagonally through 2 beads, backwards through 3 beads, and exit into white. In row 31, we have 4 beads. So it's 1 dark green, 2 yellows, and another dark green. If you, like me, run out of thread in the middle of the work, you can always change or add the new thread. You see, I have a very short end of the thread left, so I will just fix it and secure it. To do that, I simply beat through multiple rows back and forward, going diagonally through the beads. The beauty of Miyuki Delica is that it's actually very dense beads, so you don't need to make any knots during your work. You simply beat through multiple times back and forward, going through the beads to secure your thread. And when you think it's stable and secure enough, you simply cut it. All you need to do now is take another piece of thread and put your needle where you need to be. So you need to exit through this white bead. I usually count 3 or 4 beads diagonally, and you put your needle through the beads to exit into the bead where you need to be, in our case, in this example, into the white bead. Just be careful and secure your thread with your finger when you continue your work, and we'll secure the end of this thread later. Now we move to row 32. In this row we have 1 white, 1 dark green, yellow, another dark green, and white. So white, dark green, yellow, another dark green, and you exit through 2 beads at the same time, and white. So you go forward 2 beads diagonally, backwards 3 beads diagonally, and exit into the white bead. In row 33, we have 1 white, 2 light greens, and another white. White, 2 light greens, and another white. Now we'll make 2 rows at the same time, so they all have white beads in them, so 9 beads in total. 5 white beads for row 34. Exit into 2 beads at the same time, and add the 5th white bead. Going forward 2 beads, backward 3 beads diagonally, and exit into white. And now for the row 35, we add 4 white beads. So we repeated the cycle for the second time, and now we are ready to finish the earring. To finish the earring, we will need to decrease the number of the beads in every next row. So as you can see, in the next row, we only have 3 beads, so we need to decrease the number of the empty spots. For that, we do the following. We go backwards for 2 beads, white and dark green in the case of our example here. Then we go forward for 1 white bead standing next to the dark green. And we exit for the white bead at the top of the row. When we do this, we only have 3 empty spots left to be filled with the beads. 1, 2, and 3. Here is how decrease looks at the schematic drawing. We came all the way from here, we exited as normal, we turned around, put our needle through the neighboring bead, diagonally into the next bead in the next vertical row, we turned around, went through our needle through the middle white bead, turned around and exited into the top row white bead. Now in the row 36, we only have 3 white beads to be added. 1, 2, and 3. And now we need to make another decrease. So let's decrease one more time for the next row to only have 2 beads. Once again, we go backwards for 2 beads, white and dark green. Then we turn around and we return for the white bead standing next to the green one. like this. And we exit into the top row, top white bit. And when we do so, we now have only 2 spots left to be filled with the bits. 1 and 2. So now for the row 37, we have 2 white bits to be added. 1 and 2. And all we need to do now is to position our thread to the right location. We will use the decrease operation to do that. So you see we have 1 spot left for 1 bit. So we go backwards through 2 bits diagonally right to left. Now we return for the neighboring bit. And we exit into the top standing out white bit. Now our thread will be in the right position for us to finish the earring later on. We finished the edge of our earring. Now we need to finish the upper part of the earring. So we will be making this part of the pattern now. Before doing that, we need to fix our threads. So we have 1 thread going out of the edge of the earring. Then we have a thread in the middle, which sort of appeared when we added additional thread. And we have 1 thread at the very beginning of our work. So I decided first to secure the middle thread so it doesn't interfere with my work. As I already said, to secure the thread, all you need to do is just beat through several rows back and forward and make sure it's secure between the beads of Miyuki Delica. I'll just do it 3-4 times to make sure that the thread is secured and cut it. For the next step, we will need to use the thread which is left from the very beginning of our work. Right now this thread goes out of this white bead, sort of it goes externally. We need to change the direction of this thread for it to go internally into the next row. So to position the thread to the right location, we will bead through several beads. So first you go backwards for 2 beads, 2 white beads, diagonally. Now you need to return again diagonally through 2 white beads, sort of left to right, and exit into the top white bead at the left edge. Now your thread goes into your beading work and you can add row number 3, in which we have 4 white beads. And in the end of this row, we will start making the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4 white beads, and you exit as normal. And now we will need to make a decrease. So you go backwards 2 beads diagonally, right to left. Forward through 1 neighboring white bead. And you exit into the top white bead. And now again, you only have 3 empty slots to be filled with the beads. 1, 2, and 3. In row 2, we obviously have 3 white beads, so let's add them. 1, 2, and 3. And now we will have to do another decrease to finish the earring. In the last row, we have only 2 beads left, so that's why we need to make another decrease. You go backwards for 2 white beads diagonally right to left. Return for the neighboring white bead. And exit into your top white bead on the top row. And with that, you have only 2 spots left to be filled with the beads. 1 and 2. So in our last row, row number 1, we have 2 white beads. And that's the finishing part of our beading for the earring. We will also need to connect the jump ring, so to put the thread into the right position, we repeat our decrease steps one more time. So you go forward through 2 white beads diagonally right to left. You return with your needle for the neighboring white bead, like this. And you exit with your needle into the very top bead of the top row. Now our thread is in the right position for us to connect the jump rings. Now we need to add the jump rings. So first let's add the jump ring at the top of our earring. To this jump ring we will connect the earring hook. So you just pick up the jump ring, you connect it carefully so that it's positioned between the 2 standing out beads, and then all you need to do is to thread through multiple rows back and forward, connecting your jump ring. I usually do it 3 or 4 times. Just be very careful not to overdo it, because Delica beads is made of glass and it can break if you do too many rows or you put your needle too many times through the same bead. Usually for the earrings, stitching the jump ring 3 or 4 times is enough. It's secure enough and it never falls apart. This is the 3rd time I'm going for the jump ring, and I think I'll make 1 more and then I'll secure the end of the thread. I think 4 times is enough, so I'm just securing the thread, beading through multiple rows backward and forward diagonally, and then I'll just cut the thread. When my thread is secured, the top of the earring is ready, and all we're left to do is just add the earring hook. And when we're done with this part, let's see what we can do with the bottom part of the earring. Here, with the finish in the end of the earring, you have 2 different options. One option is to put a jump ring between 2 standing beads. Another option is just to add 1 more bead and to finish the edge simply like that, like I'm showing on the screen. So you add 1 bead in between 2 standing out white beads and you secure your thread. This combination will give you sharp edge of the earring, and it will also make it light. Now I'm just securing the thread, as always beading through several rows back and forward. And when I'm confident it's secure, I'll just cut it. And here is the edge of the earring finished. Another option is to add another jump ring in between the 2 standing out beads and then connect to this jump ring something. It can be a charm or a bead. That's another option, and I'll also show it to you. So all you need to do here is to connect the second jump ring to the end of your earring using the same method as before. So you just add the jump ring and you bead through multiple rows back and forward, securing the jump ring with 2 or 3 stitches. And then you also secure your thread and you cut it. I think I stitched the jump ring 4 times, so now I'm just securing my thread. cutting it out. And now I have this different shape of the earring with 2 jump rings. To one I can connect the bead or charm, and to another one I'll add an earring hook. To add the earring hook, you just need any pair of pliers and an earring hook. You open up the small ring with a pair of pliers, and you put your jump ring through it, and you close the gap. Pretty much that's it. With this tutorial now, you've made one earring. I hope you like the design. I'll show you both versions which we crafted together. So this is the version with 1 bead at the edge, and this is the version with a stone bead added. I added a malachite stone bead, which I had in my stock. So you can also make an asymmetrical pair of earrings like I like. Also, you can use different hues of yellow if you want. You also can use different colors for the flowers at all. So you can use red or blue or any color you like. While making this tutorial, I also experimented with some volume beading. So I made this another option of the earring with sunflowers, where, as you can see, sunflowers are volume beaded and are stitched to the earring. So this is our original version from tutorial. And this is the one with sunflowers added on top of that. Let us know in the comments which version you like more, or if you want me to create a tutorial for the volume beading as well. And here are some examples. Also, while preparing for this tutorial, I made a ring, also used the volume beading, so I stitched the sunflowers on top of the ring. Here is how this ring looks like. Again, leave us a comment if you like it, or if you want us to create a tutorial for this type of the ring as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you a very happy crafting. Of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave us a comment, press like, and click the bell to be subscribed to our notifications. And we look forward to meet you again for the new tutorials. Thank you.